All right, so we're in Mixed Studios. We have the legendary, the one, the only, I know, Bobby Gale. You're a legend in your own right, sir.
In my own mind, yeah.
That's the best place to be the legend, don't you think?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's always based on years, right? Years you've been around. And so I don't really now know how many years that's been. But actually I do, because I'm at a point now where I'm counting them, so.
You're counting backwards, though, now, aren't you?
Yeah, in many ways.
How old are you, 12 now?
13, actually, yeah. No.
I somehow believe that. Speaking of legends, Bobby, you're kind of the go-to guy for finding new acts and hot acts, and you've worked with a lot of legends that are now. Have you not?
Yeah, I have. You know, I mean, when I hear you talk about Bon Jovi, and I think of driving John around Toronto, and you know, and in fact, the first visit that they ever had in Toronto, and you know, showing the El Macombo, 30 people in the audience, and wondering, you know, when it'll happen, and John very confidently said, "Don't worry, it's going to happen. The next record will be huge." Slippery When Wet came out. Never looked back.
Did you ever say to him, John, I think it's your hair, maybe you need to cut it?
No, because, you know, in 1985 or 84, he had the right haircut.
He did.
You know, he was a cute guy as well back then, even more so back then.
So John Bon Jovi, running Bon Jovi around the city of Toronto, what are some other hot acts that you were toting?
Well, you know, I mean, God, I've worked with so many, but, you know, working with Johnny Cash was definitely a highlight. The Everly Brothers. I mean, there's some people who were kind of miserable, like Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Or Susie of Susie and the Banshees. But, you know, for the most part, they were great. You know, Boy George Culture Club.
Yeah.
You know, great guy to work with. Martin Fry of ABC. Wonderful to work with. We still talk to each other today.
Some guys. Now, we've got this hot act, Santa Clara, coming to Belleville.
Yeah.
And you thought it was kind of funny because Santa Clara's coming to town. Where did you find these guys? How did they get a hold of you?
eBay.
eBay.
On eBay, yeah, exactly. Bobby on eBay. You know, contract my services on eBay. You want to be plugged on radio?
Contact Bobby on eBay.
Yeah. Actually,
Bobby.
There's a deal on Amazon.ca.
Bobby, that's
but you know, it's mostly references. It's actually mostly references. People who have sort of connected the dots. They see a chart success. They're not familiar with the label, or they see Plug Music as the label, and you know, just Google it and they find me.
Give us one sort of naughty story that might get you don't have to say the band, but get someone put on Santa's naughty list that while you've been touring around with bands, some of the don't want the media to know that story. Any kind of things that you see, shenanigans that bands get up to when you're toting them around?
Well, you know, I mean, I remember when Kiss were leaving the country in the pile of porno mags that they couldn't leave the country with, and things like that.
Really?
I mean, I can tell you all kinds of stories. Or guys that, you know, were purposely fooling around backstage, you know, and I knew that they were married or whatever, or at least had a significant other that would be unhappy with their behavior. And, you know, I'm kind of providing the catalyst in some cases.
So
can you bring her backstage and
look at you. Yeah, so you're working for the other side, the dark side.
You know, I mean, you know.
What do you do?
You've heard the expression "Daddy has needs."
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, I recognize that.
What about the expression "It is what it is"?
It is what it is. Well, that's an Orlena Cainism. So yeah. I like that one too.
It is what it is. All right.
But enough already.
Oh yeah, but enough already. All right, so here we are in studio with Bobby Gale. Yeah, I gotta love this guy, and he's one of my new BFs in the city. He lives over in the county. He's great. Mwah. Love him.
Oh my God.
I know.
Sean's all jealous. Look, he's looking. What's on
I've kissed Bobby before.
Mix 97 FM.